this. Towards the end of the conversation, I started to get very sad, genuinely feeling sad for her, because I thought to myself, if at 45 you are deeply wounded and offended by a 14, 15-year-old, then I feel bad about your experience in the world. It must be really tough. And I'm not trying to be funny. I need you all to watch this until the end. As she kept going for minute after minute after minute, she tried to start to attack my parenting. And if my daughter was polite and her kids go to private school and private school kids should be able to do this and that, it was a very odd interaction. At the end, I apologized to her for her experience. I told her that I would talk to my daughter. And I said, thank you for coming down. I hope you have a good rest of your day. She did not thank me. She did not greet me goodbye. She just walked away. When I went into the house, I was like, man, that was so odd. I was thinking of that in my head, how aggressive it was about my daughter being nervous as she walked by. And I was like, man, this was pretty aggressive. And I heard the Lord say, do not call your mother. Now, there's nothing wrong with my mom, but at the time, I would call my mom and tell her just these weird interactions that I would have with people. And I said, Lord, why can't I call my mom on this? Watch this. He said, because that lady housed the spirit of offense. And when you house the spirit of offense, the goal of the spirit is to jump. When you retell this story, it will jump on you. So I started sitting with that. I'm like, man, this is pretty deep. The spirit of offense's goal is to jump. And he said, then it wants to do a couple of other things. And I want to give you all this. It seeks to have the person sit in revenge. And then after revenge breeds retaliation. So the Lord started showing me when she knocked on my door, her goal was to come from offense, to have offense jump on me, not her goal, the spirit's goal. And then once offense jumped on me, her and I both would go back and forth on the spirit of revenge and go back and forth on the spirit of offense, back and forth on the spirit of retaliation. You do this, I do this, just this whole like mean girl thing. I'm sharing this with you because as the Lord has been sitting me down talking specifically about the spirit of offense, he took me to Matthew, and this is the best part of the whole video. I hope you stayed until the end. In Matthew 24, the disciples asked Jesus, how will we know that we are in the end times? What will the signs be? And Jesus said this. He said about 6 things. Well, actually, he said more than 6 things. But on the 6th thing, he said, and many will be offended. Offense is a sign of the end times. Can't you see on social media when somebody posts something, they get mad because that's not how it is. And they get mad because I just feel like this and Trump did this and Biden should have did this. And there's just this spirit that is rising and really a principality over Western culture right now of offense. Now, this is to the believer. Your goal is to resist and walk in love. We are the salt of the earth. And so every time the spirit attempts to give us their spirit and attempts to jump and take us down, resentment, retaliation, and all of these things, we resist with love. Talk to me in the chat, y'all.